viewers, it's your girl Rachel. We are back with another amazing episode, another amazing guest here on the 2025 season. I have Miss Jeanette here. How are you, ma'am?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me, Rachel. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So, for all of our viewers out there, I actually met Jeanette on TikTok. I've been watching her and her ladies in film and television organization. They're just thriving and going and doing their thing. Got these indie award shows and everything. And I just wanted to get to know a little bit more about your organization. So, can you tell our viewers about a little bit about the ladies in film and television?
Yes, I can. Ladies in Film and Television, we actually rebranded our organization. Were formerly Headline Mentors in Performing Arts, where we started in 2009. At that time, we were actually working with at-risk youth and did a lot of mentoring. We actually had a program called Acting for a Greater Cause, in which we still have it, but when 2020 hit, caused a lot of problems for not just us, for everybody with the pandemic. But we revamped in 2020, changed the name, rebranded, because I noticed when I had Headline Mentors that a lot of our mentors and a lot of the people that was really supporting our youth were a bunch of women. True enough, I did encounter some situations with other female organizations. I don't want to call anybody name, but I did encounter some situations where I served as vice president of that organization, and I saw a lot of let me see, I'm trying to clean it up. Situations where women of color, and not just necessarily women of color, women of age,
Mhm.
were treated unfairly. And so I ended up seeing that, this organization, which was Headline Mentors, we called it HMPA, um, was doing a lot. It was a lot of people of color coming in. So God gave me the vision to change, well, actually change the name. That was in 2019. I didn't want to change the name because I named this organization in 2009, and I was like, can we just make a program called Lift Ladies in Film? And God was like, nope, nope, nope. I need you to change this name. And we changed the name. We revamped the whole organization, rebranded it, and it became Ladies in Film and Television. And we have just, like you said, when I was obedient, I changed that name. It was like we had celebrities that just jumped on board with the rebranding when we opened, and we just had it just took off. Like, wow. And so now we are here still doing a lot of amazing projects together, projects that empower people. And so, yeah, we're here, Ladies in Film and Television, aka LIFT. And LIFT came from the acronym. We actually had the acronym before we even named the organization, Ladies in Film, and because our goal was to lift people up, and that's all me and actually our co-founders. We have several co-founders that came in with me, and we just kept saying, in my heart, I was like, we got to inspire. We don't want to have an organization that's just about one group of people. I want to be able to lift people up and encourage them. So we started with just lift. And then I thought, and I was like, ladies in film and television. It hit perfectly. And so that's why we're here.
That's beautiful. I really, what really captured me, not only the name, Ladies in Film and Television, it's just the fact that you're doing so much for the community, for the youth. You're educating women in the industry about how to protect themselves and be safe and get fair pay. And, I've been doing my research, doing my research.
You have.
Which I know that, the acting industry is not fair to women.
No.
It's really not. So, in order for you to have an organization like this, you've obviously experienced these things, correct?
I did. And the thing of it is that I'm not an actress. I'm actually a writer. I'm an acting coach, but
Mhm.
I'm a writer and filmmaker. And I, even with, like I say, joining that organization, um, of women, a group of women, I experienced even in that a lot of issues with women of color. And it's just not a good feeling that, we're all trying to do the same things with the same goals. And then you see people that are not paid the same, that are not treated fairly, and it's like you have to, dummy yourself down in order to be accepted, and that's not a good feeling.
That's not a good feeling. It's not fair
It's
because,
not fair.
there's so many talented women actresses out there, writers, producers. There's a lot of people, especially in Dallas, that are super, super talented.
Yes.
And I did also research you. Your phone numbers are locals. Like you are definitely in Dallas or in the DFW area, right?
Fort Worth, funky
Fort
town.
Worth. Okay, okay. See,
Town.
you're still in my metroplex, so that's good.
Yeah. And actually, our my organization, our business office is in Arlington, Pantego, so we're in between Dallas and Fort Worth.
Hmm. Hey, that's okay because that's what What's Up Dallas covers, DFW Metroplex. So tell me about your story. Why you are so passionate, not just because of these women that you had encounters with, but before that. What started in 2009?
Well, as a kid, growing up in the 80s, I guess that's my era, the 80s. Um, there wasn't a lot of opportunities for kids living in. I grew up in the hood, okay, South Side Fort Worth, and our parents did what they could as far as taking care of us, but we didn't have a lot of opportunities like in film. And I wrote poetry. I would pretend like I had cameras, and I would do music videos with my cousins and with my sisters, and we would make movies with no cameras. So I would like write out things I need them to do, and I'm rolling the film like, there's no cameras. And so I always was interested in the entertainment. I'm a singer, so I sing. So I've always been an entertainer. I would create block parties, and I would be create shows on the neighborhood. So the neighborhood, we would have shows in our yard, and my mom and dad had to come out and sit. I would set up all the chairs, grab every chair in the house, lawn chairs. So I've always been that kid that will keep the neighborhood going. And as a kid, there was this organization called Agape Promotions. And I remember I was like 15, and actually Kirk Franklin was part of this um, organization as well. So they would provide like talent shows, and they would do like modeling. So it was a lot of at-risk kids that was part of that. And I was part of that organization. Well, that organization, of course, it dismantled. And as I would always think about that. I would think about how it kept me out of trouble. We got a chance to perform like at fancy hotels, like the Hyatt Regency downtown Fort Worth. So we were able to go and sing and perform at these places. So I was like, man, when I get big, I'm going to do something like that. And I never forgot about it. I'm married, been with my husband 26 years, and I was in Killeen, Texas. And I was like, I really want to start this nonprofit. So I called my best friend. We've been friends for 14 years. She passed away a couple of years ago. But I called her, and we hadn't really just been talking to each other like that. And I was like, I'm going to start a nonprofit, but I want to do it in Fort Worth. I'm in Killeen, Texas, but I want you to run it. And she was like, okay. She didn't even argue with me. She's like, okay. And so I set up the nonprofit. I got a building in Arlington, Texas. That was in 2008. And I set everything up, and she ran it while I was in Killeen. And so that was just our dream with that. We've always, because she and I used to have a group at 14. We sung together, and she was part of that organization. So she know how it kept us out of trouble, and we were able to perform, and it just really made me feel good as a kid that I could dress up and perform in these fancy places. And even though I wasn't getting paid, I didn't care. It was like I felt like a movie star. So I wanted to provide that opportunity for young people.
I love all of that. I am all about helping the youth be better
Yes,
because they are the future of our nation. And I really feel like if they don't have direction, they're never going to know what they are capable of.
that's
So,
right.
so helping the youth is like it's a passion for me, honestly. And I just love everything you're doing. I love your energy. Let me just tell you,
Thank
your
you.
energy, whatever you got, I want to bottle it up right now.
Thank you so much. Oh my God, thank you. That's sweet.
It's just like, it's like your whole vibe for this interview. I'm catching it, your energy, your passion, it's like, it's not a job for you. This is not a job for you. So
It's
I know
not.
there's definitely that passion out there. So tell me about some of the community events that you do.
Oh wow. We have backpack. I love our backpack school backpack drives. We actually work with the city of Fort Worth. They have a adopted spot, so we've adopted like a park, and we go and clean up and help, keep the city nice and clean. And then our Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards. That is one of our biggest events. This is our third year doing it. We're actually going to be doing it this September. And this event is basically catering to indie filmmakers, not just filmmakers, music artists, so music artists. So they submit their videos, and then we host this big event, extravagant event, and we do it's like our own little Oscar award. So we come and we have celebrity judges, people in the industry that are out there, and a lot of our judges come from LA. And the only reason we do that is because I know a lot of people, and I don't want nobody to say, "Oh, he won," because they know Jeanette. So I do it with Film Freeway, so it can be honest and fair. And then these judges actually provide Hollywood feedback, where these are actually feedback that they can help them with their careers and as well with their information. And this one also, we do like workshops throughout the year where different, like Truist Bank last year came out and did some workshops with us and helping them, the filmmakers decide if they want to take this as an LLC to make money to do their business. So it kind of talked to them about how to turn this into businesses and stuff like that. So we just want to provide opportunities, not just being a filmmaker, but make it a business, and let's make it legit. And you can just move forward in what you want to do in your passion.
Hmm. I love that. And I have been seeing you've been doing the Texas Indie Awards. So I'm going to go September. I'm going to
Please
go.
do.
I would love to. I've seen some of my friends at your events, and I'm like, you know what? I'll go this time. Okay, I'll go next
Yes.
time.
You need to come and get a media pass. And I record, she's got this recorded, but you need to apply for a media pass.
I would love to. I would love to.
Okay.
It would be an honor. As long as I have some notice, I can make my plans and get all dressed up too. So,
Yes, right. Yes, we would love for you to be in the media room. Definitely.
oh, that's beautiful. I do want to ask you, since you are a film talent writer, producer, you're Texas talent. So, there's been a lot of stuff on social media about preserving the Texas talent in the film industry that's here. They're trying to fight for, Texas to be one of the places where you can make movies.
Hmm.
And what is your take on that? Because Owen Wilson is on that, and Matthew McConaughey is talking about it, and there's so many talented people from Texas. Tell me your take on it.
Man, look, Texas is the place. You can create whatever scene you want in Texas. That's how big Texas is. And that's the whole reason I came up with Texas Indie Filmmaker Award, to promote Texas. There's a lot of films being made here in Fort Worth alone.
Mhm.
I think that we deserve this opportunity. I feel like we have some dynamic filmmakers, like you said, talent, actors. I mean, the talent is here in Texas. We just haven't been recognized, but they're seeing it. I mean, everyone is seeing that there is talent here. We just need the dollars to continue to come, and we need the dollars to get bigger. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I second that too. So I've been seeing so much more indie films coming out. A lot of people. I have several, like I said, several friends that are in the film industry, a lot of actors that are here in Dallas and Fort Worth. And, they're all telling me about, the struggle to get their films, seen and get the subscribers. So, what is your take on filmmakers, indie filmmakers, and also, the big dollar ones? There's always a difference.
It is a difference. Number one, and I've had this even with my actors. Um, I mean, it's not unfortunate. It's fortunately social media. You gotta be on it. A lot. I know a lot of people that's just like, I can't stand. I don't want to. You got to get the marketing out there. You got to promote your projects. You can't expect. A lot of people get upset with film or actors because they don't share or promote. I mean, they should because they're in the project, but you have to be able to promote your projects. Now, I know there's a lot of distribution companies out here, and some of them you got to be very careful with because they want to get your project, and you get pretty practically nothing. Tubi is a big platform that's getting bigger. A lot of people are putting their projects out on Tubi, but then of course there's a process of doing that as well. But for me, I've seen a lot of indie projects that they just have a great marketing plan and
Mhm.
they're just doing great things on their own because they market it. And I think that's the biggest thing is that you have to invest marketing dollars in your projects in order to make sure that people are seeing them. Because without that, if you don't have a social media base, then it's really hard unless you have an agent or somebody behind you that's going to help you push your projects, an agent, a distribution, I'm sorry, a distributor that's going to help you push your projects. But if you don't, then you're going to have to get out there on TikTok, like we found each other on TikTok. You're going to have to get out there on these social media platforms and push your stuff.
Absolutely. Consistency is key. And I keep telling a
That's
lot of
it.
people that. So it's kind of like I mean, you hit it right on the nail. You got to stay consistent. You got to stay on top of your social media and have an actual active fan base. So a lot of people have come up to me and asked me like, "Hey, Rachel, how do you do What's Up Dallas magazine?" It's like you actually have real people interacting with your account. So how do you do that? Like, how do you get those people to interact? How do you talk to them? And I said, "Look, I went and I networked for an entire year in person, talking
Mm-hmm.
to people, being authentic because I wanted people to meet me and not think of just the magazine as a magazine.
Right.
It was just kind of one of those things where it's a one-on-one. I was like, I'll follow you, you follow me, but I really want to follow you because of your purpose. So, like that's how I built my people on my social media.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't pay for that kind of crap to be on there. Sorry, my French, but
Yeah. Well, those are bots. Nobody want bots.
but it's like it was like 100% authentic and unique. I went out to the community. I talked about it. I promoted it. I was out there just being my truest self that I could be, which is basically someone that really cares.
Right.
And I think that's why I have so many more people that interact with me a little bit more than other people's accounts because they know that I stay true to what I'm doing.
Right. Yes.
So
And I've been following you for a while too. I mean, I don't know how I came across your page, but I really like what you were doing. And I was like, man, I like what she's doing. She's putting on for the city. I love that. And that's what we have to do. I mean, we can't wait for these big networks and things to pick us up and put on for us. We got to be able to do this for ourselves. So I applaud you. You're amazing.
thank you. I do it strictly my purpose. Like I know that there's these big frontline social media or, news stations that are, multi-billion dollar companies and stuff, but they don't really promote the people, if you know
Right.
what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
They promote what pays them. So, yeah, I'm gonna
That
say
part.
it.
That part.
They promote what pays them. Let's say money talks. So, and it's kind of one of those things where people weren't getting the recognition that they needed, and they were only reporting the news that really just, fit their bill.
Right.
But I feel like Dallas has so much to offer. Fort Worth has so much to offer. Plano, Louisville, Duncanville. Let's go ahead and talk about Mesquite too with those five teams that went to semifinals. I'm just saying, like,
Exactly.
I mean, I've been all over the Metroplex and I'm just like, let's talk about it. Let's inspire people. I'm tired of all the negativity. So that's really my focus right now.
I love it. I love it, and we appreciate it. We really do.
Absolutely. And I would also say I know we got so much more to talk about. So, in your journey in the film industry, what has been one of your favorite moments in your journey?
My favorite moment is I had a class project, and the kids had to write a story. And I say, if you write the story, then we'll have somebody read it, and kind of like a script. And then if we like it, we'll produce it. We'll produce that film. So one of the students, her name is Juana Munoz. She did a film about bullying. I did a story
Mm,
about bullying. And so when I took it home, I read it and I'm like, oh my God, it really just touched my heart. So when we came back to class the next week, um, I asked her, I was like, man, this story is good. And who was this girl that was getting bullied? And it was another student that was in my class, and it was her story. They were best friends. And
mm,
she said it was her stories. I said, so this is a true story? She was like, yeah. So we called the movie Alone, and it's actually on YouTube. And her her name was Nayeli Avila. And we did the film. We produced it. Our organization produced the whole film, and they got a chance to be on Telemundo 39. I was there, but I didn't get a chance to get an interview because I didn't speak Spanish. I was like, oh, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna understand. I can't speak Spanish. And so I was like, but they're good. I trust them. So they got a chance to be interviewed, and they actually got a chance to fly out to New York City for this no hate campaign, based on that. And they got a whole trip, and they got a photo shoot, and oh my God, that was like one of the best opportunities that was presented to me as well as to them. And to see them and their parents, just their father, Juana's father didn't he barely speak English. He could barely speak English. And when we did a stage play, and I was working with her on being a little aggressive because she played a bully, and how he jumped up and down and just clapped, and he was speaking in Spanish, but he was so excited for her. So to see things like this with kids that she had never left Fort Worth other than going back home to Mexico, and was able to go to New York, and was able to be on the news, and was able to write a film and actually starred in it. That was, I can't even explain the joy that brought me. And even to this day, she actually graduated college. And that's how I'm like, I feel old. But I mean, even to this day, it just still lights my fire just to think about you even asking me. Is that has been just like one of the joys, is to be able to see kids write about their pain and turn it into a purpose.
mm. I love that. I mean, maybe she'll have her own nonprofit, maybe
I
she'll
can
make her
see
own
that.
nonprofit.
I can
Yeah,
see
because
that.
that's what we were going back to about the youth having a purpose,
Yes.
It's like they don't know that their story could change somebody's life, you know.
Yes.
I would like to tell you, I did a project with one of my videographer buddies. His name is Melvin Bullock. He and I did it was like a series. It's the beginning of a series called Unheard Voices.
Hmm.
And it was talking about youth from, the lower income areas and the struggles that they were going through. But we showcased five teenagers who overcame adversity and struggles in their life and made something positive out of it. And I was like, wow, like I'm still I'm trying to see, but I don't think it's on YouTube yet or anything. But being a part of that project and talking to those kids,
Hmm.
it lit up my world because one of those kids didn't speak to anyone. And
Hmm.
when I interviewed him, he spoke to me.
Wow.
And I think that was probably the highlight of my career, of doing What's Up Dallas. I was just like, wow, like he talked to me.
You got him to talk. Yeah. That's awesome. That's amazing.
It was a beautiful thing, but you learn so much from these kids, and there's so much stuff that they don't speak out to their parents, but they are experiencing it and they're dealing with it in their own way.
Right.
So The fact that you were saying she got to do a play and she got to talk about it and she acted it out and she got to, experience that. That's an amazing thing. That's a
Yes,
blessing.
it's truly a blessing. Yes.
Absolutely. So for your organization, for those people who want to be a part of the Ladies in Film and Television, how can they get a hold of you?
They can visit. We're on all social media platforms: TikTok, as Ladies in Family Television, at TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, X, and Facebook. And then they can visit our website at ladiesinfilm.org. And it's LADIESIN That's how they
Okay.
can contact us. And they can
Yeah,
just go on and do an application online and look at the different opportunities we have and pick what you feel you fit in and just send it over to us. And our membership committee will reach out to you.
that's amazing. Y'all heard it. Okay. So ladies and gents, if y'all want to be part of this organization, this will probably be the one for you, especially if you're passionate about the film industry and you're an actor talent. But I would also like to ask you, so besides the Texas Indie Awards coming up, do you have another event coming up? Anything for the community?
We're participating with, oh God, so many, I probably, the city of Fort Worth. We're actually working with them this month on a community resource. And we're hosting, they have a kid zone and they're doing a community resource with a lot of different organizations. So we are actually sponsoring the hot dogs for the children. So I don't know how many people is going to show up. And we have a group called Destiny Squad, and they're children group that actually, and we dismantled a little bit and during the pandemic, but we're bringing them back. So they're going to be on the red carpet and they're going to be doing interviews and they're going to be DJing. So we're going to be with the city of Fort Worth this month on the 24th in Fort Worth. And so we're excited about that event coming up.
That's super exciting. So you guys go support this event. You're available on the 24th because it's definitely one for the community and one to support everybody who has inspiration to be a talent. So
Thank you.
thank you. I do want to thank you again for being a guest on my show. I look forward to everything that your organization is doing. And you guys, please go like and subscribe What's Up Dallas
Please.
Magazine. Yeah, we're all over social media. We would love to get a hold of some more events, organizations also doing great things in the community. And join us again for another episode. Thank you.
Thank you.